Taittiriya Aranyaka also has got a scope to describe the creation. And creation is taken as a dharma kriya. And that dharma kriya, because it is the desire of Prajapati, the kama has come up in Prajapati. And then when the desire came up, he कामस्तदग्रे समवर्तताधि मनसो रेतः प्रथमं यदासीतो स वा बन्धुम् असति निरविन्दन् हृदि प्रतीष्या कवयो मनीषेति. So we have to understand the background at which we have stopped, because Veda is always new. Veda is always new for us. We never remember that we read the mantra earlier, because the Veda Prakasha, the meaning, the communication, everything remains fresh. On the other hand, Veda mantras are known for benefiting people in number of ways. And the applications are also many, but whatever applications are Viniyoga pointed out by our Sutrakaras may not be final, because there is always scope for many kinds of applications positively. Therefore, in this mantra, kamaha tadagre samavartata, adhisamavartata. See, at first, the kama has come up in that, and when once the desire came up, then manaso retaha prathamam yadasit. See, manaso retaha, two things you can understand. Manaso retaha means substance and mind is one meaning, and manaso retaha pratham yadasit. So whenever desire comes, there should come up the circumstances to fulfill that. Karya and Karana. These are the two things. Siddhi, Sadhya, and Sadhana. So like that, here also we have got Manaso Retaha Prathamam Yasayasit. And Sato Bandhum Asati Niravindan Hrudi Pradeshyaha Kavayaha Manishaha iti. So when the semen desire got activated owing to the desire in the mind of Prajapati, then the creation practical form came into being. Then at the very outset of creation, the Prajapatis have discovered that the secret of creation lies in the mind of Paramatma. Unless Paramatma Sankalpa is there, there cannot be Garbha Dharana. And that's why there is always in our religion, Hindu religion, everything is serene, everything is divine. Therefore, at each stage, desire in the mind is the cause for upsurge of creation. Bandhu is continuation of the same. So the relation between the mind and the desire is being properly established here. Therefore, the understanding thus is being done by the Manishi. Manishis are the very wise people, and they are also called Kavis or wise people. So this is Ismail. Next we have got Kamaha Tadagre Upainam, and next one is Upainam Hrudi Pratishya Kavayo Manishite. We have understood that's all happened in the mind. Then the next expression we observe Upainam Tadupanamati Yat Kamo Bhavati Ya Evam Veda. This is what is important. Anybody who understands the greatness of the desire of Prajapati, he would get everything accomplished. See, enam upanamayate yat kamaha bhavati ya evam Veda. All that that whatever he desires separately could be accomplished. So in this particular section, we have to come to note down that the desires can be achieved very quickly, and there will be always double upsurge to emphasize on the certainty that whatever that person desires could be that desire answered with success. But when Prajapati were to desire that, there is nothing then. So there is a lot of tallying between the mind of the Prajapati and also the continuation of the mind and activity of the people upon the earth. So both are together, and therefore we realize the glory of desire in the inner mind, and which shall get fructified with certainty owing to the grace of Prajapati. And desire, kamaha tadagre samavartatadhi, and again, upainam tadupanamati yat kamo bhavati evam Veda. So that should turn into a kama. Actually, the word kama in Sanskrit has got so much of a meaning, and also the meaning depends upon the circumstances and context and all that. See, that's why they say kama shastra, kama kala, kama anubhava, etc. We have got taking the kama as the one. There are so many attributes being done for the desire. And so Kama Shastra is there. We have got Kama Shastra written, Kama, but basically what is that meaning is desire is always a sacred, Dharma Kamaha and Dharma Praja. So Dharma Kriya. We have all these things talking that it is a sacred one, a noble one, and it actually it began from the greatest person, the Mahavishnu or Prajapati himself. And now we have got another kind of set. Sivalinkaya Uttira Satapo Tapyata Satapastaptva Sariramadhunata Tasyayanmagum Samasitu Tatorunah Ketavo Vatarasana ऋषय उदतिष्ठन् ये नखाः ते वैखानसाः ये वालाः ते वालखिल्याः यो रसः सोपां चदवंडी सतपोतप्यता Satapotapyata. Anyway, so let you get to the
Satapotapyata sapatastatya Sariramadhunata tasma yasmagum samasi itu tato runaha ketavo vatarasana rushaya udatisthana.
Tato Aruna, that's what we should say. Tato Runa, Chapakudu. Tato Runa Ketavo Vata Rasa Rusha Yabuda Tishtan. Chapandi.
Tato arunaha ketavo vatarasana rushaya udatisthana.
Next,
Ye nakhaha te vaikhanasaha ye valaha te valakhilyaha yo rasaha sopam antaratah kurmam bhutagam sarpantam samabravit mama vaitvam magum sa samabhut.
So now you understand the beautiful See, this kind of controversy or debate or difference of opinion begins even from the Paramatma himself. A difference of opinion and discussion, arguments will take place. That's what the only part of good intelligence. So here, Saha Kaha Prajapati. Even Prajapati performed penance. Satapo Taptva, unless there is going to be, if at all you want to do, achieve something, you have to fret lot. తపస్సు లేకుండా ఏ పని కూడా సిద్ధించదు అంటే తపస్సు అంటే కాన్సన్ట్రేటెడ్ wholesale attempt that you do it against one object or one topic, that is what is tapas. And in fact, we have a number of definitions for tapas. Tapas means heat. Tapas means energy. So without tapas, nobody can do anything at all. That's what, for example, people who work for the higher research levels, they always say that what is research, what is tapas? 80% perspiration, 20% inspiration. You will not be 20% inspiration. But still, that kind of perspiratory, concentrated job is what we call as a tapas. So, that Prajapati, having done this form of tapas, what is tapas? That is also thinking. See, we have got number of thoughts that strike our head and disappear. Manorathaha tataprapataha manorathaha anta heltare. See, Kalidasa in Abhijnana Shakuntalam also tells that they always, the desires hit the mind and they recede back also. But before they recede, if you are able to orient them and utilize them properly, then some kind of progress could be there. That's why ಈ ತಪಸ್ಸು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ satapas taptva, meaning the Prajapati, having done this form of tapas, namely thinking. What did he do? Sariram adhunata. He shook his body completely. That's what is called vipra. Vipra means shaking the body. To shake the body has so many. The shake means what? It's a part of expending the energy inside our body. Unless otherwise, you cannot move or cover or shiver or do anything. So there is inner energy that would be powerful and pushes the outer things out. So that's why Sariram Adhunata. What was there in him? So he had the mamsa in him. That is, whatever flesh he had inside, it's all divine one. So when he shook his body, the flesh fell down, came out. That is the source. Flesh is source in a sense that it's the rathas. And everything is generated then only. Therefore, here the word mamsa is the word used. Magumsa is mamsam asit yat tasya adhunata. So from the flesh, all beings are created. And otherwise called flesh and blood. Joined together will give rise for that. Therefore, what are the people that are born out of the flesh of the Paramatma? One, Aruna Ketukas, Vatarasanas were born. Arunaha Ketavo Vatarasanaha Rishayabudhatishtan. So there were the Rishis going by the name Aruna Ketuka and Vatarasana. In fact, last of our annual day celebrations, we have had a wonderful talk regarding the sages appearing in the Aruna Prashna and their contribution to the knowledge on Surya Bhagavan and also. So it was a really wonderful paper presented by Buddupalli Raghava, and that entire article has been published, included in the Veda Ganga volume 29, which is on the way to be released for the website. Because book has been released and It has gone to more than 350 pages. So it's all divine grace. That's what we have got that article then. Similarly, we have got one more article also on the female seers, Rishikas, who have been responsible for the Vedic knowledge. So that's why we are not at all independent any time. As Anandavardhana, one of the Alankarikas, told us, no, nakopi atmanah skandham avarohati. Nobody can stand upon one's own shoulders. Everybody is standing on the shoulders of the others. That is being this case. So dependence, understanding, and execution and copying also. So all these things have got to take place. When he shook his body, the flesh of his body gave rise for the rishis by name Aruna Ketuka Vatarasana. If you want to have the verbal meaning of all these things, Aruna Ketuka, Aruna is the Surya Bhagavan, Ketuka is Kiranas. So Aruna Ketuka might mean to the rays, golden rays that are emitted at first in the right in the morning by Surya Bhagavan, which will be so beautiful, attractive, and with that Aruna Ketuka Karunas, we will be able to see Bhagavan Surya, Udaya Surya directly. But when once he becomes Surya, it is not possible for us to gaze at him. Our eyes will go. So Aruna Ketuka and Vatarasa. Vatarasana means they don't depend upon the food from the kitchen. Rather, I think they take the water, the air itself as their food. In fact, it has been said that rishis were able to do yajna, puja, for such a long time with all diksha because they have the pranayama success. Because pranayama is the most important thing. As it is said, pranayamam mana anandam shanti samruddhim amrutam prachina yoga upasya is being told in Taittiriya Upanishad. That's why ಈ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಫುಡ್ಡು ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು they don't feel hunger and all those human things, and that's why I think continue their penance for years and years and years. And when you look to Puranas and earlier texts, you get the knowledge that the rishis did penance for several thousands of years. For example, it is said Vishwamitra performed for 10,000 year penance installments to become Jitendriya, and final installment to become Brahmarshi, being declared not by Brahmadeva but directly by Vasishtha Maharshi himself, because the Brahma. And now, after these rishis, 8 more rishis have been born. They are called Yenakhaha, Devaikhanasah, Yevalah, Devalakhilyah, Yo Rasaha, Saapam. So whatever water or fluidity was there in the creation, all that fluidity was water. Then whatever other seers were, whoever had the vala is the tail extension, they were all called Valakhilyas. Those who had large, long, strong nails, they are called Vaikhanasaha. So this is all the translation meaning of all these years, meaning that the Supreme Being is there, and etymologically we have got these seers, and they are characterized by that people, some seers don't eat food at all. They live by where? Something like the serpents. I think serpents live by air also. Gali ahara. So vayu aharaha. So vaikhanasaha, valakhilyaha, Vatarasanaha, and so on. So then Yorasaha, so apam. Whatever rasa is there at that time, because without rasa, all these things does not come up. And annasya vai rasaha kretaha ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಶತಪಥ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣದಲ್ಲಿ. ಏನು ರೇತಸ್ಸು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ನ ರಸವೇ, ಅನ್ನ ಟರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟು fluid form, and that is the essence of the entire members of the body of the body. So it is not only heart. Heart is one which will urge that it should be sent out. Then like that. So then it went to like antarata kurma bhutagum sarpantam tamabravit mama vai twang ma magum sa tamabhutu netyabravit purvamevaham ihasi asamiti tat purushasya purushatvam sa sahasrasirusha purusha sahasrakshas sahasrapat bhutvat udatiष्ठतु तमब्रवीतु त्वं वै पूर्वगं समभूः स्वमिदं पूर्वः कुरुष्वेति. చదవండి ఒకసారి.
ఓం అంతరత కూర్మం భూతగం సర్పంతం తం తమబ్రవీత్ మమ వై త్వమాగుం సా సమభూత నేత్యబ్రవీత్ పూర్వం మేవాహమిహాసమితి తత్పురుషస్య పురుషత్వం సహస్రశీర్ష పురుషః సహస్రాక్ష సహస్రపాత్ భూత్వేధ తిష్టతి తిష్టత్ తమబ్రవీత్ త్వం వై పూర్వగం సమభూః త్వమిదం పూర్వం కురుష్వేతి
We understand this much now. This is how the creation. Actually, I told the other session that the creation is a good quest, and everybody wants to know how began the creation. ಈ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಕ್ರಮ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ, ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರಕಾರಗಳಿಗಾಗಿದೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ. And you observe, we have noted that sahasra sirusha purushah sahasra akshas sahasrapatu. This is what is Purusha Suktam of Rigveda, 90th mandala, 10th mandala, 90th sukta, 1 to 16 verses. And Yajurveda gives you another 6 more mantras. Thereby you have got 22 mantras covering the Purusha Suktam. Purusha Suktam, Hiranyagarbha Suktam, and Nasadiya Suktam. These are the 3 important suktas which talk about the creation directly. And Nasadiya Sukta is one written by a blind seer, Dirghatamas. So, our blind people are more intelligent, they see through more things better. So, here let us understand, having from the flesh of Paramatma, the Vaikhanasas, Valakilyas, Rasaha, Apam, all this is good. When water is created, there was Kurma, Bhuta Gum Sarpantam Antarataha. So down deep inside the water, there was a tortoise moving, working. Then the Parabrahma found a creature, tortoise, crawling inside the waters. Then he spoke to him, "You are created out of my flesh." Then the tortoise replied, "No." This speaks of the importance of tortoise, which has got a good role in the Vedic sacrifices. In fact, my friend Dr. H.C. Patel has written Kurma in the Vedic ritual, a beautiful article long back, but unfortunately, such a good scholar is not there. He was my classmate in PhD class, and he was he was a wonderful scholar. He passed away long back. And his article, however, is being included maybe around 15-20 pages printed in our Veda Ganga volumes. I had to find out in which volume that tortoise article has been placed and printed, so that you will understand how important is tortoise. So in this particular section, we are going to get the idea, na kurmamasniyat. It is said you may eat any animal in the world, but never a tortoise. Na kurmamasniyat ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೂರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ತಿನ್ನಬಾರ್ದು. ನೀವು ಏನನ್ನ ತಿನ್ನಪ್ಪ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ, ಆದರೆ ಕೂರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Andre, that is something sacred, divine. And you know the history of Kurmam. It is a Kurma avatar of Mahavishnu. And it is a divine. And he, when the problem cropped up, the mountain was, the Mandara Parvata was sinking. Then Mahavishnu, the Prajapati, the creator, original, he turned himself into a tortoise, given deep before the Mantara Parvata goes down the waters and settles down on the land. Beneath the vast ocean, he quickly became tortoise. Then he just swam fast and crawled or inside the bottom of the mountain and putting the mountain on its back and came up. So you can imagine, of all the animals, the strongest back that one can imagine is only tortoise. Therefore, that is what is the word kurma. Kurmam is the tortoise. So when he found the kurma moving inside the water, and he said, Mamavaitum magum samabhuta. Aya neenu nanna ಮಾಂಸಗಳಿಂದರೆ ನನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀಯಾ. You are my child. You are not. Like that, Paramatma Prajapati said. Then, see, in other words, so then he said, no, denial. Netya bravitu. No, you are wrong. I am not from you. I am independent of you. By that he says, Purvamevaham iti. I was existent even before anything existed at all. That's why we call Narayana. Narayanam Narayanam. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀಯ? Narayanam Mahagneyam Vishwatmanam Parayanam Narayana Paro Jyotiratma Narayana Para Yaccha Kinchit Jagat Sarvam Drishyate Sruyate Viva Antarbahishya Tat Sarvam Vyapya Narayanastisthati. Om. So that mantra, Narayana Suktam, Mantra Pushpam, you convert it, and that is really very much noble and highly informative, telling you who is that. Adukoskara, here, this ನೀನು ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಆ tortoise said, no sir, I am existent even before in the water. So water and I are simultaneous, because tortoise is a water animal. So it will be very happy when you once put in the water. It can stay also upon the ground, but it is not strong. All jalacharas are highly powerful when they are inside the water. And those animals which are outside the water, moving about on land, they may not be as much powerful as they. That's exactly, you see the difference. I mean, the Gajendra Moksham Mahabharata in Bhagavatam, where the crocodile, Makaram, in the water is having 1,000 elephants balam. And moreover, the tortoise, our crocodile has got the long row of teeth compared to any other. So how many teeth are there? So anybody getting cut in that, done. This is very impossible. But only Hanuman could be doing it like that. So mouth expand madre, Hanuman did not hurt anybody, anything, and just went inside and came out. Anyway, so we have some. And another point I remember here, I think it's good to record to you. See, long years back, I happened to visit the Hampi And I was the guest of a Kannada professor in the MP University, and he has made all arrangements and so on. But I'm thankful to that Tamil professor in Kannada. Then we went to the Guru Patsha temple, and in the temple there was a Pushpagiri Matha, I think so. And we happened to meet the Swamiji long back. We had invited that Swamiji as for some of our Asirvada Bhashana in our World Association for Vedic Studies National Conference in Srisailam. And I was a chairman, I think so. And at that time he came, he brought all the salagramas and all that. Okay. And Puja Gruha was there and all that. When I went, it's so chanced for us that when myself and my wife both visited with the driver and the person who guided us, and we just showed us so many things, and real Panchajanya Linga also, Sankha also was shown to me by that. And there's a photograph also which we took with that Sankham and put in our Veda Ganga volumes. And again, well, my point was there was small pond like before the matam, inside the matam, and in the small pond there were a large number of tortoises. Their families were there. My point of the memory lies that small born child tortoises were all there in that. So it was really a pretty sight. So tortoise is a wonderful animal whose back is very strong, and but for Vishnu becoming a tortoise and protecting, the world could not be further at all. Therefore, the tortoise said, Purvaha Purvaha Meva Aham Amaha Ihasi. Iti. The reply given by the tortoise was, at one time, even animals were also talking. See, the Bhasha was not only human first time, and even animals, but somehow there is an occasion when animals stop talking. And well, only that Bhasha became the property of the human beings. Otherwise, the animals have got only the sounds for them. So, then the tortoise spoke back. Purvaha evaham iha asam iti. I was there even before. Tat purushasya purushatvam. Therefore, the manliness in man is accomplished thereby. Tat purushasya purushatvam. And saha, what is that purushasya purushatvam? You observe in Purushasuktam, there are two things. One is purushaha and another is purushaha. So Purusha is, we are all Purushas. But Purusha means even the lady, the ladies are also clubbed in that. So the body arrangement is different. But most of the things are the same for male or female. So that Purushasya Purushatvam, this is the etymology. Yaska would always try to define what makes people as to be that. And this is what is called Yaska's Nighantu. Yaskacharya is a great commentator. He is one who tried to decline the idea that the people are holding the idea Veda mantras are nirarthakas, nirarthakaha Veda mantraha. And then he comes forward and says, no, artha-bharitaha Veda mantraha. The Veda mantras are full of meaning and significance and communication or message. So here, that Purushasya Purushatvam, that Purushasya Purushatvam is etymological statement. What is Purusha made up of? Purusha is made of that Purushatvam. What is the Purushatvam? Purushatvam being a man. That is.
ಗುರುಗಳ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ.
ಹೌದಾ? ಅಯ್ಯೋ. Yeah. So, Purushasya Purushatvam. Anavaga Purusha. Actually, the derivation would be Puri Sete iti Purushaha. Puri is the city, town. So Nama body is a city where all amenities are there, positive, negative, otherwise. Therefore, everybody's body is a very sacred thing, and through body only anything could be accomplished, anything could be experienced, anything could be said. Therefore, it is called as Purushatvam Purushasya Tat. Kim Tatu? Purvameva Aham Asiti Tatu. So Nanu Ellarginna Munde Iddinu. Purusha is the only originator for many more things. The present day technology, idu, earlier idru kuda, but adanna live ಮಾಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವಿನಿಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು ಅಂದರೆ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್. They're all Maharshis, I should say. Scientists English ಭಾಷಾ, but ಋಷಿಗಳು Bharadwaja Maharshi, Vimana Shastra, Kanada Maharshi, then we have got so many, then Patanjali Maharshi. About these Maharshis and their contribution in brief, for a short time we have done last time, but whole this year I hope to focus on with our monthly meets, Nada and also the various Rishis. Therefore, here, now you get the Sahasra Sirusha Purushaha, Sahasrakshaha, Sahasrapatu. ಈ ಎರಡು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆಯೋ. And Bhutva Udatiஷ்ಠತು is important. You see, these are the, when the man emerged, he emerged into existence with all abilities, complete structure or creation requirements performed. Therefore, it's a Sahasra Sirsha Purusha, means the Purusha, Saha Purusha, Sahasra Sirsha. That Purusha whom you talk about, Paramatma, is having 1,000 heads. What do you mean by the 1,000 heads? Actually, you can't stand the 1,000 heads because highly intelligent. Head stands for intelligence. So high intelligence is having, and Sahasra Akshaha, he has got 1,000 eyes, and Sahasrapath. So for a man, what is more important is the intelligence, looks, and feet. Feet for mobility, looks for surveying, surveillance, and Sirsha for deciphering, seeing through. If these Sirsha, Aksha, Path, Muridre, the Purusha is really thriving. Therefore, ಈ ಪುರುಷ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಭೂತ್ವಾ ಉದತಿಷ್ಠತು. He came into existence before you and earlier. So, since you are first formulated this world, thus the Kurma was asked referring to the Supreme Man, the Paramatma, since it is the first of creations. So, first of creations ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಕೂರ್ಮ. ತಮಬ್ರವೀತು ಅವಾಗ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಭೂತ್ವೋದತಿಷ್ಠ ತಮಬ್ರವೀತ್ ತೊಂಬೈ ಪೂರ್ವಗಂ ಸಮಭೂ. Why means indeed. Purvagum or Purvam, earliest, Samabhu, got created before. Not only that, Tvamidam Purvak Kurushva iti. So you are the first person, so you do it first. So this is how the creation description or narrative keeps going. So here we have the picture of the majestic might and all-powerful form of Surya Bhagavan. Who is that Purusha? That's why we said Surya Narayana. So Surya Narayana is a pre-existent man, and he only caused the cause for creation. So we are noting down that. So the Purushatvam, that is being the Purusha, meaning original status of the personality of a supreme man as such, was there earlier, appeared there in the earlier. And why? Why is that Purusha came into idam kurushva iti? So, ida puram kurushveti. A kurushva idira, iti is called quotation ending. Kurushva means you please do it. And moreover, when he said like that, Tadupanamati, everything is obeying the orders of that great Mahapurusha, that Purusha. And therefore, here see, Udatishtatu, and next expression is Samabhutam idam purvak kurushveti sayita adaya apaha. So sayita adaya apaha, that great Lord Ishvara, from the primordial world, he picked up water with his folded hands, uttered the mantra Eva Hyeva Eva Hyeva ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಂತ್ರದಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು they all came into being. Eva Hyeva is the formula. And if you keep on reciting Eva Hi Eva, Eva Eva is the double time occurring, that he threw the water, reciting that mantra towards the east. Then Aditya was born. Then next he threw, like that he went on pouring down the water in all the 5, 8, 10 quarters, and accordingly the beings all have them came up. So how does the creation how does the creation come up, and what is the formula through which the creation has been monitored? ಸೊ ಏವಾ ಹ್ಯೇವಾ ಈ ತರಹ ಆಗಿ ಎಮರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಹಿಯರ್ ಹಿ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂಜಲಿನಾ ಪುರಸ್ತಾತ್ ತದುಪಾದಧಾತು ಅಂಜಲಿನಾ ಪುರಸ್ತಾತ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಜಲಿ. Anjali is the doshallu, both hands put together made into the form of a cup. So the Paramatma has given vessel in his form also. ಪಾತ್ರೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹುಡುಕಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಎರಡು ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ you will get the water ability to hold it. There is no hole at all, you can drop down. So that's why ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅರ್ಘ್ಯ ಬಿಡುವಾಗ we have to pour water into that, hold like this tight, not allow the water dripping down, and then offer it to the God. That's why it is called ಅರ್ಘ್ಯಂ. ಅರ್ಘ್ಯಂ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಹತೆ ಅನೇನ ಇತಿ ಅರ್ಘ್ಯಂ ಅಂತ ಮಲ್ಲಿನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕಾಮೆಂಟೇಟರ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಮೇಸನ್ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಮಲ್ಲಿನಾಥ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟೇಟರ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಮಲ್ಲಿನಾಥನ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಡಿವೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವ. And at one place he says, Maghe meghe gatam vayaha. All my youth is spent in making commentary for Maghamasa, Magha Kavya, Shisupalavasa Kavya, and also Megha Kavya. So you can say Magha Kavi is Harsha and Megha Kavi is Kalidasa. They are all great, great poets, but they are becoming immortal in that. Therefore, Saha ita adaya apaha anjalina. So he brought that water in Anjali, and first of all he threw that water forward towards the east. So he just threw the water towards the east, and then Surya udatishtatu. Then Surya Bhagavan came into being. Then Purastad, Adhastad also. So when he went on throwing down the water towards the different directions, the creation also started accordingly as. And in fact, we know when you go to Ganga, for what? For bathing purpose, but not for Sasandhya. When you go for bathing purposes, then there is the water, you hold that Ganga water in your palm, and then say the Gayatri mantra and drop down, turning towards the east. In the Shasvamada Ghata, if you sit, it is to the east. Through your east, there is sunrise and all that. When you go to the opposite side of the bank of the river, then you will see the west. So east and west directly you can perform with the Ganga water. Anyway, so Anjalina Purastat Amjali. Anjali. Jali here refers to holding the water together, not dripping down. And Tata Aditya Udatishtatu Sa Pratichitiku. So when one direction is being confirmed, the other directions can be imagined. That's why you need not take Deepam to all directions. When you show Deepam to the east, from there the other directions automatically follow. Therefore, but he did not stop. He took the Deepam and went round the whole corners of the corner directions of the house, and then made the entire house highly sanctified. So then when he turned towards the east, then what happened? Aditya Udatishtatu. That's why we call. So when he threw water towards the east, then the Aditya came up, the sun came up. So Aditya is taken to be the son of that great Rishi. Then Anjalina Purastad Upadadhat. Upadadhat is deposit. Eva Shiva iti tataha Aditya Udishtata Prachina Aruna Ketura Dakshina Pradashina Eva Asyagamana iti tataha Eva tataha Sarova Bam Agni Ruda Agniruddhishtatu Sadashinadiku. Now we have got continuously Digdevata Namaskaras. Actually, that is very important. Otherwise, it will not at all stand test of time. So, because everything around, in, within, without, everything is taken to be the Brahmadeva, all belonging to the God. Then tataha sa pratichidiko. So when all the Ganges effects get nullified to some extent, then if you go to the north of east of the Kasi Kshetra, you get all that. So asa means existed. Then Purushasya Purushatvam, the purification of Purushatvam, of Purusha is him. Purushasya Purushatvam. Next, Aditya. How? That's how first we have to note down that how Aditya. So they give us the origins. The Rushikaras are very powerful. Let's stop here. Next. Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanta Markaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Satam. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamasta. Shri Vasudevarpanamasta. Shri Veda Purusha Ashirvadosto. Om Shri Matru Charanaravindarpanamasta. Om Tat Satam. Hari Om Namaste.
Thank you. Oh, Manju are there. Very good. Hengide Babu, Surya Bhagavan.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬುಕ್ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಅದ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಬುಕ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಡಿಬೇಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಫೈನ್.
ಅರ್ಥವಾಗತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?